Am I sure? Am I sure I want to go live? I'm never sure. Just go live. Just do it. Alright. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Beep, bop, boom. Boom, bop, beep. Bop. Boom, bada, beep, bop, pow. Alright, welcome to Make a Path Prevent. What's wrong with the microphone? Let me know if you guys can hear me good. Welcome to Make a Path Presents. Today we're going to talk about a number of different things because there's nothing on. Normally we talk about The Walking Dead. That's not on. Game of Thrones. That's not on. Well, there was a Game of Thrones documentary, and I love behind the scenes stuff. And I thought I would watch that, and then we would do an after show and kind of talk about that a bit, as well as other things that I had planned throughout the week. Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. But anyway, that documentary's boring as balls. I mean, that's boring as hell. So I shut that off and I figure I'll watch it. I love the shit, but as something to discuss, oh my God, I must have watched 30 minutes of it and I couldn't find anything to discuss. Anyhow, you're following a lot of it doesn't matter. Anyhow, I forgot to put on Facebook and Twitter that I'm going live, so if you guys will just have patience with me for a moment, I'm going to do that right quick, and then we'll get to this. I don't even know what to title it, so I just put something stupid. YouTuber does YouTube stuff or something. That Pennywise NECA looks amazing. NECA's I can't even fuck with NECA. They got so much good stuff coming out. It's like, all right, bro, forget about it. You know, forget about it. What they need to do is continually re-release things, and then that way people will get a chance to get it instead of, you know, whatever. Let me do one more thing, and we'll see what the chat is up to. Okay, you know what? I gotta save that. So we will be talking about Fear the Walking Dead, The Walking Dead, as well as Game of Thrones. There's some funny stuff too, some new stuff, some breaking news with the lawsuit. I'm gonna kind of bounce around from the chat to the website. So let me actually see how it's looking on the screen. It looks like we're all good now. And all right, so that's what the screen is. That's not so bad. Look at the first thing is the Rick film update. Now, when we go over the articles, the chat is going to continue to disappear, and then I'll bring it back again. There's nothing I could do about that. There is a way for me to put the chat on the screen, but I forgot to do that. And now that I'm already started, I can't do that because it'd be a pain in the ass, and I'd probably screw it up. Quit being a bitch with your life and get on Fortnite. Brother, I would probably be terrible at Fortnite right now. I was thinking about hopping on and getting a few games in this coming week. But when I come back, I guarantee I'm going to be terrible. I am going to be terrible. Absolutely terrible. We don't play Fortnite on this channel, though, DD. We play it on the... I learned my lesson. The map family here, for the most part, they do not like Fortnite. And over on the Rodney Hayes channel, we play that because it's my personal channel. So we do whatever I want on that channel. Doesn't matter. Anyway, why is this not working? There we go. Yeah, I want to see Brightburn. I don't know when I'm going to be able to. Yeah, Fear is going to be next week. Thanks for the Chernobyl recommendation. Yeah, Chernobyl is the shit. I think a new episode comes out tomorrow. Chernobyl's good. That is a good show. Yo, that's freaky as shit. I find that stuff scary as hell. he got radiation or radiation poisoning, and it's just like in the air. Like you can't smell it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the people don't even know they're infected, contamination, touching clothing, all this touching each other, all that other shit. That is freaky as hell. I haven't seen John Wick 3. Now, it's like really rare when I can get a babysitter to go to the movie theater, so it's hard for me to catch movies when they're fresh. We'll be doing Fortnite. We'll be getting back to Fortnite this week, though, guys, for those interested. Michael McMohan says you can have two windows split screen. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Through the OBS. But I don't know what you mean for that though. Like what do you want me to do with two windows split screen? Only 5 days left in May, so when we having a 24-hour live stream number 2, we're not. I'll tell you right now, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing not in May. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I'm not doing it at all. Well, again, keep in mind, the whole idea was to do an event to build up funds for the new internet, and we weren't even close. I think we pulled like I think the goal's $5,000. I think we pulled like $1,200 out of it. I would need to do 5 24-hour streams, so I just scrapped it, and we're just gonna, see what happens. Fuck it. There's nothing else I can do, and I'm not gonna sit on YouTube begging and doing all these events. If the first 24-hour stream didn't pull and generate enough to do the thing, fuck it. I'm just gonna do what I need to do to try to get it on. End of story. Let's move on with it. But the channel will go down for a little bit of time. Right now we're looking at an absolutely unavoidable, no matter what. It's going to be a 2 weeks for sure, and that's at the very least. At worst case scenario, it's going to be a few months. But we'll be coming back after that. I'm not digging The Leftovers. I just binged first 2 seasons. First season better, second season for sure. The tricky thing with Leftovers, there's a lot of moments that really pissed me off. And then the way they gave you a reward for scenes that made you mad. Like there's characters and you're like, this character needs something, money. And then the character does something so stupid like trust somebody and he should never trust them. And you're thinking, bro, don't do it. And he does it and gets ripped off. And you're just like, this is fucking dumb. This character's dumb. This whole shit's dumb. But then by the end, you realize it's not about the money. It's about this. It's about this other outcome. And it's like, all right, I liked getting there, but I still think that one moment was real dumb that character did. But at the end of the whole thing, I loved the whole experience with Leftovers. The part of me that wants a conclusive, here's a story without you having to, because The Leftovers, I'll shoot you straight. It doesn't give you a conclusive answer. I know when they were promoting it, I think they promoted it like The Leftovers final season, give you all the answers. It doesn't answer shit. You can watch season 1 and all the way to the end, and just as much in season 1 as you do in the end. I'll shoot you straight, but I still think Leftovers, it's worth a shot for those interested in certain storytelling. Just go check it out. Succession on HBO. I didn't hear anything about that. Let me get over to a couple of these news articles. Let's bounce back and forth between the comments and the news articles. One news article I wanted to discuss, or one piece of news, was The Walking Dead. The Rick film update is going to be really soon, and we know that because of a number of different hints. So keep in mind, Rick news is coming really soon. The closer Fear the Walking Dead gets here, it's likely we're getting the hints in Fear the Walking Dead, at least the first few episodes, of something that connects with the Rick movies. And then after it's shown on Fear, they will make some type of announcement for the Rick movies. And then moving into San Diego Comic-Con and then New York Comic-Con, we're going to be getting more and more. Next up, we've got... I just wanted to point this out. A lot of people were excited about coming back to The Walking Dead and having snow. Now, I just want to say I'm the fucking bomb. I called it. No snow. You could just tell if if you're just a fan watching shit, then yeah, obviously I would think, bro, why we're gonna pick up with snow and whoop de whoop. I mean, why not? It only makes sense. But if you just are into a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, you know damn well they hinted with Alpha and them that they left for the snow, but now they're back now, or some shit like that. And then if you just look at how it's filmed in the summer. Even with Negan and the leather jacket, he needed to wear heat pads and all this shit. I'm sorry, ice pads. There's no way they're doing snow for The Walking Dead, even if they do their best to fake it indoors in studios and shit like that. It's fine doing one set piece for one episode, but imagine having to do multiple episodes or even like one or two episodes. So, long story short, there's no snow in The Walking Dead season 10. Maybe in the back half, who knows, but at least where we pick up, there's going to be some sort of time skip. Someone even said that it might be enough time skip for Rosita to have her kid, which I thought that was more than what we would get. Another thing, The Walking Dead, oh my god, that's the fucking title. I was gonna clickbait the fuck out of this live stream with a conspiracy theory I have. I'll save it for a separate video. Subby with a $5 dono. You deserve this and so much more. Been supporting you since I've been in high school. I'm gonna raid you one day because I want to see you grow more. Thank you very much, Subby. I appreciate the support. I got a few other people we're gonna give shout outs to in a little bit. I know Chris Taus is one of them. He dropped a $5 dono after the most recent live stream. And then also, I want to wait and look him up because I don't want to put because, PayPal, he gave a PayPal dono at $30. I don't want to put his real name out and not his screen name because I don't know which one he wants popping. So let me look at his thing. I have it saved in my phone. My daughter took my phone. So, but thank you very much for the donos, both Subby and Chris. And then we got another shout out coming up. But this is what I was thinking. With The Walking Dead being split apart, I had a conspiracy theory for a moment, and I was thinking, what if it has something to do with the lawsuit that's going on? This is a huge lawsuit between Frank Darabont, the person who brought the Walking Dead comic to AMC and said, we need to make this. And then he got fired. You guys know all that backstory. So he sued saying that they hid some money. They didn't pay him enough. Even Robert Kirkman sued. I think his lawsuit is still open. Anyway, the lawsuit is advancing. And the one judge, I think the judge covering it, if you read this title, The Walking Dead Profits Lawsuit, now sees AMC accused of trying to avoid a trial with suspicious arguments. Wait, what? I'll be honest. I read that really, really fast, and I thought it said suspicious arguments at first. Specious. Bro, why is my brain... I'm seeing this word and I'm thinking suspicious. Superficial, plausible, but actually wrong. How do you say that? Specious? Specious. Why? Is my brain just having like this collapse right now? Specious. I don't think I've ever used that word in my life. Superficially plausible, but actually wrong. Specious. Well, I mean, I've never been wrong, so why would I need to use this word? Anyhow, so this is a headline of one. Another headline says that it's getting dirty between the lawyers, and basically the judge had to put everyone involved in the equivalent of a judicial detention. Like, you're going to detention because you were bad. All right, look, this is what kicked off my idea that maybe, I mean, just maybe, if The Walking Dead is breaking off into the Rick movies and we're doing these crossovers and they have plans for a third series coming up, just maybe, what's all this shit popping up? My God. When I have a website set up, I promise you here and now, You will not be bombarded with ads. I don't give a shit. Anyway, I was thinking maybe the initial lawsuit and his agreement would only cover the Walking Dead main show. So, as a backup, a plan B to get out of having to pay out after the main show, if they're going to lose, like if it's looking like they're going to lose, they cut ties with the main show, they end it, yet they spill the characters over into the side spin-offs. Again, I don't know the legalities in that, but I was thinking, man, what if that was, like I said, though, that was going to be my little conspiracy clickbaiting like hell. A clickbait title like hell. But I thought it was a good one, kind of, because it sounds plausible, because we don't know the ins and outs. And here's another example. I ate shit in a lot of comments because I said Skybound owns the Walking Dead comic universe. That's a fact. That is a fact. Well, maybe not Skybound, but you know what I mean. The Walking Dead Skybound universe is in the Walking Dead comic universe is in with Kirkman and all that. Like, that's a completely different franchise. Then you have the TV show universe, and that's a completely separate thing. TV show and the comic, that's why we call them the two different universes, because they're owned and run by completely different entities. You know what I'm saying? When Telltale comes on and makes the Telltale game, then Telltale is partnered with Skybound. It has nothing to do with AMC, and AMC doesn't have any legal right to any characters, Lee or Clementine. Now, after the Skybound and Telltale partnership created new characters, and I remember saying, I've read a lot of copyright law, and it really sounds like everything is cut and dry when it comes to, like, there's no wiggle room. If you have something created in one area, it stays in that area. And like I said, I don't know legally speaking, if Kirkman can even put Clementine in it. Well, recently there was a documentary done on Telltale Games, and I might cover this in a separate video, but it did in fact confirm in the documentary that Skybound and them did not have any legal rights whatsoever to just up and use Clementine. Keep in mind, that's even after you look at the fact, because a lot of fans will just look at that and be like, oh, that's Kirkman stuff. That's Kirkman stuff. But like, copyright laws is not like that. It really keeps everything like right in its lanes, you know? So anyway, hold on. Okay. Why, you want to hang out in here with me? No. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, again, that's why I'm real careful when I speak about it, because again, the we don't know the deals behind the scenes, and I don't even know fully with the contract stuff. There's people in the industry that don't know fully about certain contract stuff. That's why we've seen content creators, even McFarlane himself got taken to court for copyrights because he created Spawn, and then some other guy, I think his name is like Neil Gaiman or something like that. I might have that mixed up, but he created a character named Angela, and it's Spawn that's created by McFarlane. So afterwards, McFarlane was like, well, this is all mine, and here's somebody else who created a character inside the Spawn universe owns that character. And for me, that blew my mind. That would be like, anybody, if I have a random drawing for one of y'all to create a character in Doomsday Kingdom, you own that character, even though like that's my whole shit. If I allow you to create that character and I put him in the thing, you own that character. You could do whatever you want. You get royalties off that. That shit blew my mind. I thought McFarlane should have won because he owns the universe, and it was just someone he brought in to help him write a couple issues. Anyhow, so yeah. a little added. I don't know what deal they made after, but that documentary was only one little sliver, leaning more towards the fact that, yeah, you can't use Clement Lee again unless there's some type of legal agreement between, it would be Telltale and Skybound, I would imagine. I am really excited for Stranger Things 3. Absolutely. Let's see what y'all are saying. My cousin said something. Where was he at? Uh, any TV series recommendations? Looking for something to binge? The Shield. When's Doomsday Kingdom 4 comic coming out? Been ages, man, since 3. It's real soon. Any minute now, we're going to make an announcement, and we're going to show off the issue 5 cover. Every day I'm getting more and more stuff back from the artist, and we're both, doing certain things to wrap it up. And any week now, we're going to be doing a whole big announcement. It should be a lot sooner than that, but I know we have to schedule it around certain things. This one's different, though. Like, when we announce it, it's going right up on digital. There's no, like, okay, we're close. Here's the dun-dun-dun-dun. We will 100% be done when we announce it. And there's going to be no delays after that. And then when we do the physical, same thing. We're actually buying it. And then when the stock comes in, when I have the comics in hand, I'm making a video saying, okay, first 50 people that order it from the website, you get it. And then once we get that taken care of, we'll go and order more stock. And then we'll make it another announcement. We're going to do it in stages like that. And we're cutting out the pre-order. I'm excited for the next Walking Dead issue. I wonder how valuable it will be. I haven't even picked up my issue 191. And this is how I know I'm not excited at all for what's going on in the Walking Dead comic, because I have 2 copies. 2. I always buy 2. People ask me, why do you always buy 2? It's because it's only $4. You know what I mean? And it's only $4 a month to buy an extra copy. And a lot of times, and I mean a lot of times, you double your money back just by buying it and storing your shit. I can go right now and double all the money I made, maybe even triple, just by selling off all my doubles, because there's certain doubles that are well over $10, $20, $30. But with 191, everyone's coming to me saying this thing is going through the roof value-wise. I got 2 copies right now sitting at my comic shop I didn't even pick up. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's how I know. I just don't even care, you know? But, I got to look it up to see how much they're going for. But again, I don't even care. How much does DD Gaming need to donate to have you hop on Fortnite? Does kill the messengers? Don't kill the messenger? What is that about? Well, wait, let me see. What are you talking about? Aaron. Oh, how much I got to donate to get you to hop on tonight? Well, I'm not going to bounce off of this channel. We do this every Sunday. I'm not going to, if I took a donation just to leave to go on the other channel, everyone should have the right to unsubscribe. We're here every Sunday, bro. I'm not leaving people. You know what I mean? I feel you though. When we wrap this up, there's no school. We can jump on Fortnite after this. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to bounce out of the stream because, like I said, we have this set up every Sunday. We come here and chill for an hour, usually longer, but usually we have videos, or I'm sorry, shows that we're discussing after they end. So yeah, AP, shut up and move on with the Fortnite stuff, bro. Just bounce. I'll be over on the Ronnie Hayes in an hour after the stream is up. We got 30, 40 more minutes, bro. You can wait. You excited for Stranger Things? Are you going to review each episode like season 2? I'm not sure. I'm going to review it. I don't know if I'm going to review every single episode. What do you guys think? I forget how well that did. If that worked out. How do you think they'll deal with Kaylee Fleming's aging problem? She's 12 playing 9 years old. Same way they dealt with Carl's. They don't give a fuck. Ronnie finally becoming a man with the beard. I love it. Yeah, I was getting annoyed the other day. I wanted to cut my beard and get a haircut. And I just, you know what? I just don't even trust any barber around here. Mad Max prefers Alpha and Beta from the comics. I can't stand not being able to see that thing here. Which actors, actresses would you like to see in the third series? I don't have any. I really don't. I don't have any. I'd rather new faces, to be honest. I got Rick Grimes as my favorite character from any show I ever watched, including GOT, Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, etc. Where do you rank Rick as an all-time great? Oh, he's up there. He's up there as one of my favorites. He's definitely up there as one of my favorites. Dude, guys, thank you very much for the dono, homie. I'm still happy that Rosita and Ezekiel are alive. I hope they do something with Ezekiel, for sure. Hey, Ronnie, what's the best way to come up with characters for our own Walking Dead stories, ones that aren't ripoffs? I don't know what you mean by that. Obviously, I know what the sentence means. I know I'm gonna get some smartass that's like, bro, that's such an easy thing. Here's how my brain works. Hey, Ronnie, what's the best way, I'm with you, to come up with characters, and this is where I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, for our own Walking Dead stories. Who is our own? If you would have said my own Walking Dead stories, meaning you, I would have just been like, oh, okay, you're writing fanfic, right? But because you said our own Walking Dead, I'm thinking you're including like me and the Matt family, which leaves me wondering, what is that even about? We don't write fanfic. I don't ever want to write a Walking Dead story unless it's official. Like, I'm not into fan fiction. So unless Kirkman is like, listen, here, write a spinoff or write, part of Negan's story or whoever, I don't want nothing to do with writing the Walking Dead stuff. So I'm not sure what you even mean, Brian. Are you writing fanfic? And when it comes to what's the best way to come up with any characters, find what's moving to you. Weaknesses is some of the best ways. Some of the most enjoyable ways I like to kind of flesh out an outline for a character. Find characters with certain weaknesses and either watch those weaknesses either cripple them or watch them grow from that. Create story arcs from weaknesses is my number one thing right now. Again, something that I'm aware of as I'm doing it. I'm sure there's subconscious stuff I do that I'm not really aware of, but I like to start with weaknesses. Yeah, please hit that like button. Ronnie, we love Clem, so shut the fuck up with that Clem analogy. I'm not sure what Clem analogy. Yeah, Eddie, what are you talking about? I haven't even mentioned Clem except for the lawsuit stuff. And if that's triggering you, I'm sorry to tell you, bro, that's real. I mean, just, you know, face reality. Copyright is a tricky bitch to deal with. Hey, Ron, just got off a 9-day work week. Good to see you streaming again. It's been a while. Oh, what's up, Rob Slayer? Work can be hell. I feel you. The Shield was an awesome show. I remember bringing it back in 2013. It was awesome. I don't know. They brought it back? I didn't know that. HBO finished GOT before George R. R. Martin finished the books. Would you be mad if someone finished Doomsday Kingdom for you? Absolutely. I mean, fuck yeah, I'd be furious. But if I made a deal knowing, like, if I make a deal right now, let's just say I got lucky as hell and I made a deal right now and they said they're going to do 5 seasons or whatever, they'll beat me to a finish. Doomsday Kingdom is going to take 10 years. If you look at The Walking Dead did a 10-year anniversary when they made it to issue 100. Doomsday Kingdom right now, if I made the story as tight as possible, it's running 100 issues. It's going to be 10 years, our time. That's one issue a month. That's 12 issues a year. We're looking at like, what, 9 years or some shit, whatever the math comes to. If they're doing 5 seasons, 5 years, even 6 years, even hell, even 7 years. So I would, I right now as a creator would be annoyed. However, I wouldn't give a fuck. Let's cut the bullshit. Right now I wouldn't care because I'd be so rich. I'd be able to create so much more that I would want to create. I would be able to put that money into the channel and do everything I've always wanted to do with it instead of having to rely on doing stuff just to stay relevant with the algorithm, keep up with the ad revenue, just to keep the channel up and running, because without that, I know it's a touchy subject on the internet. Everyone wants to, not everyone, but there's that 20-30% of YouTube that wants to watch content, but then they yell at people when they talk about you got to fund it in some way, and it's not even just funding it. Time is money, let's be honest. But yeah, I wouldn't be mad at all because fuck it, it would fund so much more. And I would always still have the comic. Now, if someone else finished my comic story, I'd be beyond furious because it's already written. You know what I mean? Then again, they could just take the notes and maybe. I write really outline notes though, so they'd probably fuck it up. Did you watch the second season of The Rain? No, I watched the first, and I'll have to go back and skim through it, but I did not like it. Like to the point where I hated it. And again, there was one scene where a huge plot hole happened. I forget what it was. Chandler, thank you very much for the dono. Love you, Ronnie. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you do the best. Hold on. Dude, guys, hey man, just some more support to the channel and to the move. Love your videos, love your content. So as always, also love the recent Predator review. Thank you very much. I got the guy right here. This guy is absolutely incredible. I think it's that purple and the unique face. Again, being a big fan of the creature design, I just can't get enough with the different variations of it. I mean, it's incredible. And having something that was like, this is a concept, but having the big one, even having Wolf, even having the Ninja Turtles, like just having stuff from movies, displayed around your office area. I'm never gonna not have that again because it beats a bare desk. I tell you what, it's just something about it that just has such a comfortable vibe. It's good wushu, is that what it's called? Where's the other? Mohan Singhal. Thank you very much for the dono, homie. Ronnie, something hilarious happened. I was in the chat on another YouTuber stream and someone else from the Matt family recognized me and laughed my ass off. That's what's up. That's what's up. Thanks, Ronnie. I have a Walking Dead in mind, but it's not meant to last long, and I struggle with creating original characters. Well, Brian Ackham, and listen, if I'm rough giving opinions, it's because I do actually care. If I didn't care, I'd say, all right, fuck it, Brian, go ahead, do you. But pump your brakes, homie. Get away from The Walking Dead. If you're writing just to play around, go for it. Do whatever you want. But if you're writing like as something serious, get far away from The Walking Dead and write your own everything. Create your own world. It doesn't help any writer to have most of the work done for him. You're not going to learn like that the way good writers need to learn. You need to get in and world build yourself. I know you love The Walking Dead. Use it as inspiration, but create your own shit. You know what I mean? If you don't, you're always going to be stunted as a writer. And again, if you're just fucking around, do it. But if you're serious about writing, get out of, and this goes out to all writers, get out of other people's universes and create your own, build your own. Because there's a lot of little things that you learn from that and that you pull from that and develop your own style because of that. What else we got? They should have made Batwoman a woman who wanted to protect innocence instead of her wanting to prove she's better than Batman. They should have done a lot with Batwoman, but they didn't do it. You know what? You know what would have been an awesome Batwoman? You know what type of Batwoman shit I would have done? I know someone's gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you, bro?" You know. I tell you what, I bet you I could have wrote a better pilot than anything they give you. I fucking bet you any money on that one. Something I would have done is had an insecure Batwoman. A Batwoman who's afraid because of her size and stature. Ruby Rose is 4 feet tall. She's a fucking hobbit. You know, imagine a Batwoman who is scared and nervous and even loses devastatingly to a villain. Girl, boy, it doesn't matter. I'd prefer it to be a boy with some muscles, a dude with some muscles, who literally just picks, she goes one-on-one, and even though she's trained, she loses, and loses hard. I mean, broken nose, fucking eye swollen shut. I mean, she would get her face back. I'm talking, she goes out as the Batwoman, and she gets her shit pushed in, cowl busted and broken. Imagine a Batwoman. She makes it out. She manages to outsmart and outmaneuver, like we're talking dirty gravel, throws it in his eyes, and she manages to get away. Other goons come, but she's just sitting in an alleyway, rain coming down, and this is where you do that music and you start panning the camera, and you see the devastating crack in her cowl. The rainwater mixes with blood, and it just flushes. And again, you got to have the lighting just right. And hair, no hair, it doesn't matter, but you have this Batwoman just drenched in rain with the atmospheric alleyway at nighttime, and then even maybe the bat symbol in the sky, like if it's a sideways shot, blood and rainwater coming down. She is not just beat up physically, but on the inside, she's wrecked. And then she gets to a mentor, either her father or someone else, and it has to be someone that knows Bruce Wayne, and she's having her moment where she's like, what was I thinking? What the fuck was I thinking? I'm 120 pounds soaking wet. I'm 125 pounds even with the bat suit on soaking wet. I can't do this. I mean, I got some skill, but I'm hitting and hitting and hitting. This guy isn't budging. He's not moving. The guy I was fighting tonight, you know, oh my God. And then somebody tells her a story of her cousin Bruce Wayne, who fought this dude, and Bruce Wayne was buff, trained, lethal, deadly, again, buff, big, he can pull his weight around, knew how to fight and was trained. And she hears this story of how Bruce Wayne went up against this villain and he couldn't keep up. The villain, and it was just barely, and he didn't get him the first match, and Bruce came back beating himself up because of it. And it was a hard fight, one of the hardest he's had in years. But how he won is not using pure muscle on muscle. How he won was developing techniques, developing tools to his trade to utilize for the next showdown. Every time he left and came back to the Batcave, he was tweaking and upgrading. So then you would show her do certain tweaking and upgrading. And I mean, I haven't thought any further than that. Obviously, that would get her in some type of phase where she would be thinking beyond size, beyond, and again, using the brain power and showing that she's worthy, because it's not just brawn and brain and having the bat cowl and shit like that. It's about, you know, the world's greatest detective. He's smart and clever and quick-witted when it comes to upgrades and shit. So the next time she has this showdown, the guy's all cocky. He goes at it. Again, big dude, and you gotta show her take those hits. People love that shit where the superheroes take those hits, even it hurts a cracked rib or two, but they're still pushing on. But show something where, and again, let me try to think, it could even, Brass Knuckles is a little too primitive. Again, it's got to be neat, and a little different, but clever. Brass Knuckles is the easy way out. Oh, she, you know, dun dun dun. It's got to be something that's really clever, but you incorporate that to where when the villain comes in, it's done in such a way where the audience goes, oh shit, oh, okay, this smart little cookie did this, and this, and was able to, you know, I don't know. I think that would have been like, fuck. I'm trying to think. What would have been a really good upgrade on her suit? I'm not sure. I would have to. I would love to sit down and think of that. And again, a part of me is thinking of her utilizing some like flashbang techniques, and again, something like that that's in the mixed in with the fighting. There would be something where with her suit, if you would grab and pull down or to tear, show the scenes where she got beaten, but show how she would utilize something in her suit, like maybe where the material gets pulled if she's being grabbed or choked or this, that if you pull it the certain ways, little like spikes or little razors would get them. You know what I'm saying? Come up with these really creative things like that and the flashbang kind of techniques. Some different shit like that. But again, it's got to be creative and neat and clever, where it's not something as simple as just having her put on brass knuckles, you know? Anyway. I sent a dancing zombie, just hurt my arm patting myself on the back. Wait, you sent a dancing zombie? I don't see no... We got... Oh, here we go. My bad. Spin. Every fucking Sunday, people, be here and buy your own DK Comics now before Ronnie is super famous, because the value will go through the roof. Love you, Ronnie. Thank you very much for the dono, Spin. And I will say, if anyone does read it and they have faith in the story, and I'm not talking about blowing up and being the next Walking Dead, I personally would strategically try to avoid that for as long as possible. We need more time. You need more time, because I just don't feel in the market that would be the best opportunity to showcase it, just simply because there's a lot of negative things that could be looked at it as having more difficulty getting people to just initially watch it the first time. Obviously, the zombie fans, would check it out and this, that, and a third, but I would want it to maybe come out in, say, 5 to 10 years. I think something like that. Obviously, if other shit happens, I would have to change my opinion based on down the road what AMC is doing with The Walking Dead. Is it big and huge and yada yada yada. Right now, currently, I think zombie content can explode. It always has that possibility. But I just think we have like a 3-year gap right now. My gut instinct just feels like it wouldn't settle well. As a comic, though, I think it's great. I'm talking about a TV show, movie. I just don't think it's the right environment right yet. Oh, but that's what I meant to say. But if anyone does have faith that maybe down the line it would definitely be its own little independent franchise. Everything that we're doing now on our own would likely be its own shit. If we did get picked up by a publisher, we would likely re-release issues through the publisher's printing, however that works. And the stuff we did on our own would essentially be a very limited run compared to what's stocked in comic shops, and it would be its own, like, instead of a first print, it would be like the 0 print. You know what I mean? It would even be before a first print. So yeah, if it did blow up comic book wise, it would definitely be really valuable. Probably more valuable than the first prints, to be honest. Well, they would be the first print. You guys know what I mean. Why is this so fucking hard? I don't know what they're doing here with this shit, yo. Slizzle90. Will you do a 24-hour Days Gone stream? ? I don't think I'm going to do a 24-hour stream again at all, to be honest. I would be down for setting up some type of long stream. Sure, like an event. Maybe we'll do like a 10-hour event, 10 in the morning, 10 at night, some shit like that. I'm dumb. You guys know what I mean. That wouldn't be 10 in the morning, 10 at night. That would be like 10 in the morning, 8 at night, right? Did I fuck that up again? Ain't that 12 hours? 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.? So 10 to 8, you know. Will you stay clear from fear? Well, here's the thing with fear. I am sticking to what I said before. I am technically done with fear. It's not a priority. I'm not rushing to see it. It's going to be on the TV just simply because we're going to meet every Sunday to discuss just like this. So when it comes back, we'll discuss fear. 5 minutes, maybe. It's not going to be like a, thing. I'll just turn the camera on. Hey, yeah, I liked it. Didn't like it. This part was dumb. What'd you guys think? It's going to be real minimal. If it's something that's actually really good and we have something to talk about it, I have no problem talking about it, even though I didn't like the stuff before. But if it's garbage, then we're going to move on quickly and get into something else. I bought a Mega Millions ticket for the almost 400 million jackpot. If I win, I am paying to produce the pilot for Doomsday Kingdom. That would be the bomb. If we have any lotto winners out there, my God, hook a brother up. Do you have a move update? Everything's still January. It's the set date. It's already done. We have all the move stuff set. We got the vacate stuff. We got the place we're moving to, and we'll officially be moving physically July 15th to July 30th will be the very last day to have everything out of this apartment. That's all set in stone. Having some issues locking down a official statement from the internet company that everything, how it's going to work, installing the lines, the exact price, the exact speed that I would get internet wise, having some complications there. Been getting a little bit of a runaround, but I'm working on it still. Have you heard about the rumored VR Predator game? Trophy losing league. Awesome. When it comes to VR stuff, I'm not interested at all until it's out or just about out. Two reasons. One, I love 3D and VR so much, and it's always underwhelming. And two, I'm not even anywhere close to being able to afford VR, so there's just no point in being excited. It's just not something I would be able to buy anytime soon, so I'll wait until it's out and people are playing it and hear what the reviews say. Yeah, time does fly. Time's been going real fast lately. Is there any movie franchise you would hate if they rebooted? Yeah, I would hate a lot of them if they rebooted it. The Matrix, it's gold, leave it as it is. Jaws, leave it as it is. It was done perfect, leave it. A lot of them. What games are next for your channel? I'm not sure. I don't have anything lined up. We're still doing the Days Gone. I would hate to turn it into Days Gone is hot this week. Hurry up, let's find out what's hot next week. I'm still having fun with Days Gone. It doesn't look like Days Gone is a massive view beast. It's not like people are running out to watch content with Days Gone. I have a lot of footage that I am considering prepping to have coming out while I'm going through the move internet debacle. So I have a lot of Fortnite, Days Gone, even a lot of different recordings, vlogs, map mails put on hold just because I'm in the middle of changing, the P.O. boxes. It's still open, but I'm opening up a new one because I'm going to be like now an hour away from where my old P.O. box is, which sucks. But yeah, I don't want to turn it into every week we got a new game thing. For one, I definitely couldn't afford that, and for two, I don't want to do that. Like when Days Gone came out, I'm still enjoying playing it. I don't want to turn into one of those guys who has to play Fortnite just for the views. You know what I mean? Or has to stick with COD just for the views. I learned my lesson with The Walking Dead, I'll be honest. I want to keep variety. I don't want to stick with one thing. And if you got to stick with one thing to be successful on Fortnite or on YouTube, I have no problem with not being successful. I don't want to just stick with one thing. I'm not built for that, I can do something heavily, You know what I mean? Like The Walking Dead, I loved it, so I did it heavily. I'm still in love with it, so I can still do a lot of it. But I don't want to do only Walking Dead, only gaming. You know what I mean? Do you ever fear that someone from The Walking Dead reads DK and steals some ideas? No. Once it's out, it's out. Uh, that's all I care about. I mean, I learned that getting into screenplays. I always used to think, oh my God, this idea is amazing. But to be honest, if you hide all your scripts in vaults until you make it, you're not going to get anywhere. You need to get those ideas out. If people take your ideas, fuck it. It is what it is. But getting the ideas out there, I can point to stuff and say, look, I did it first. And I keep bringing up the idea or the thing that you guys saw unfold. I did an idea on my channel about a group I had that were similar to the Whispers, but very different, but they were good guys, not bad guys. And they did it to scare people away, to scare bad guys away. They weren't bad guys doing bad things. They were good guys scaring people away. They're in Doomsday Kingdom issue 1, but they do like a little cameo. They're only in it. They're nicknamed the Guardians. They're only in it for a temporary bit, but I talk about having the heads on pikes as a border, and it was the entrance to a tree line in Doomsday Kingdom. I talked about that 9 months before it was in the comic. There was no signs that it was ever going to be in the comic like that. And there was no signs that that was ever going to be in the comic, period, to be honest. Anything like that was going to be in the comics. So I can come out if someone's like, oh my God, this is like The Walking Dead. I could be like, nah, look, here's the date. Here's when that came out. We did it first. Same thing with Doomsday Kingdom. Do you guys realize how much shit in Doomsday Kingdom that we've already put out there is similar to shit in Days Gone? That's one thing I keep waiting for people to be like, yo, Ronnie, what the in Days Gone, they have different stages of Freaker. Obviously, ours is a little more it's different, but we have different stages. In Days Gone, they have the Freakers, and then they have the Bleachers, which are the Freakers, but a little bit stronger. It's video game differences. And then you have the Reachers, which essentially are faster. They run different. They roll. They're harder to shoot. And then you got the Breakers, which are like bodybuilders. Those are video game differences. We have stages too, and they'll fit nice in a video game, but you also have the Nero in Days Gone, which we've already released in Doomsday Kingdom. Ours is Dart, and there's a real similarity to that as far as the government doing research in both of them. There's striking similarities. I don't sit there and go, oh my God, Days Gone is there a chance, are they searching the internet for different ideas for stuff? Yeah, maybe, but here's a mind-blowing revelation. The Last of Us is very strikingly similar to, oh my God, what is that book? The Girl something. There's a book, they turned it into a movie. It's this girl with a mask on who's part zombie, and they're transporting her somewhere. It's the doctors. Well, they have like something like the cordyceps, and they got hives and stuff. There's striking similarities with the spores. I forget what it is. If you guys look it up, sometimes it could be copied. It could be used for inspiration, or it could just be shit coincidence. I think Kirkman doing the same thing that I did in Doomsday Kingdom 9 months before is coincidence, straight up and down. And he knows of this channel, or at least he knew of it a while ago. I don't think we're as hot as we were when we were coming up, because then Skybound and The Walking Dead were really trying to grow their social media presence. So they were really in the thick of it with fans. I still feel like they are. They still interact. They still do the reaction videos. But what I'm saying is he knew of the channel, but was he watching and listening? No. I think it was just shit coincidence. It is what it is. But don't ever be afraid to put your stuff out. Because that's the only way people are going to see it and know if they want to read your shit or not, or hire you for a gig. Mohan Singhal, sorry about that rant. With a $10 dono, Ronnie, the only reasons to watch Fear are John Dorie and Morgan. That's it. Only 2 characters. They are literally the best. I know this is blasphemy, but John Dorie is the new Officer Friendly. Well, put it this way. I'm happy you feel that way. For sure, I'm happy you feel that way. And I hope the new season is you know, zombie content orgasmic for you. You know what I mean? Death Stranding trailer is tomorrow. That would be cool. Let's get back to some of these articles real quick before I forget about them. If anyone wants, there's like 60 new images for Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. Even if I was so interested in this season, I'd probably just skip these because there's no way this isn't too revealing. How do you reveal this many pictures? You know what? It is for the first 4 episodes, so maybe that helps. 10, 15. How many did I say? 60? Let's say it's 15 pictures per episode, 1 hour. Maybe that's not too bad since it's over 4 episodes. But I saw a lot of them for episode 1, so I just thought they were all for episode. Yeah, there's a lot for episode 1. But yeah, you guys can go check out those. Here's something for the GOT fans. Here's Gwendolyn Christie, who plays Brienne of Tarth. Can you guys hear that? I don't think you guys can hear that. I'm not seeing a speaker. All right, you know what? Fuck it. It's not coming through the fucking speakers. Essentially, she says it's Bran. You guys can look this up. And the actor who plays Jamie is like, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, she called it well ahead of time. I just wanted to point that out. And also, this guy was Aaron Rodgers. I guess he is a something or other in sports. Forgive me, I don't follow sports. I wonder if there's a way to get this shit. Properties. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not playing this shit. Look this shit up too. The guy's name is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron, yeah, Rodgers. And he was even on the set. And I give this guy mad props, man, because he was even on the set. He's a huge fan. And at the end, he was like, yeah, maybe they were just, too focused on Star Wars coming up. You know what I'm saying? But the shit he says, look this up and listen to the whole thing. It's only like a minute 40 seconds, but Aaron Rodgers, I give him mad props, man, because he came out and straight said it. There's a lot of people on YouTube or around the entertainment industry, and they'll keep quiet just to, keep in good standings with people in the entertainment. It's no surprise that YouTubers, a ton of them, are interested in doing real Hollywood shit. It's no surprise. A lot of YouTubers come out and say, I've always wanted to be an actor, director, writer, whatever it is. And I'm no different. I've always been interested in screenwriting and the directing and shit like that. So, I think that plays heavily into why I enjoy YouTube so much. But there's so many YouTubers as well that are just kind of fake and flimsy. And instead of going off on shit they hate, they play the whole, well, we got to be respectful. It was alright. I don't know if I was feeling this, all that other fake dumb shit. But yeah, this dude just straight was like, nah, whoop-de-whoop. And I was even told in the past, straight up, like, you gotta not be so mean, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if something sucks, just say it like, yeah, it's just not for me. But so that way it's easier to get you transitioned. Because keep in mind, there was a point in time where I had a couple job opportunities lined up, and one of them was social media based, being the face of it and moving out to California, and which was a no-no. My kid, I'm not just uprooting and whatever. If I was single or whatever, I would have just went and took it. Fuck it. But I'm not uprooting a kid. I moved here so she could be around family. She doesn't have a mom that's hard enough for her to deal with, and then being around family definitely helps. But I've even been approached and said, like, listen, man, maybe calm it down some, so that way people work with you. You hurt their feelings. They might not work with you. And it's like, fuck it. I work for the people, not Hollywood. Fuck y'all. Anyhow, the next one is a Game of Thrones. There's going to be no sequels. I read this article, and it's with the boss or president of HBO or some shit, and I was actually shocked. If you guys want to read these articles, go ahead and look them up. The boss on HBO, I think it's this article, saying some shit that I really agreed with, and I was like, oh, okay, that's okay, because I agree with a lot of it. This one I wanted to highlight because we did talk about Arya having a sequel or a spin-off, because it felt like the end of Game of Thrones to me was a little fishy, a little bit, meaning a lot of it was set up like we would see Jon and the Wildlings in a spin-off. We would see Arya in a spin-off. Now the HBO boss says no, that's not going to happen, and as a matter of fact, all this other shit, he wants to keep Dan and Dave's story in its own thing, and everything else that comes after that will be separate. But a lot of this stuff he's saying, I was like, bro, it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? So either he's full of shit and he knows how to spin it, or like he's got a lot of in his head, he's got a lot of it right. He's right on the money, in my opinion, to a lot of things. Like when it comes to not saturating the market with Game of Thrones and doing this. Someone told me there's 5 Game of Thrones spinoffs coming. And then this guy puts it straight like, no, we got 1. And we'll see where it goes. We want to give it time. We don't want to blah, 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 blah. No, but anyway, go ahead and read the article if this is something you're interested in. We don't have much longer. We're actually past our hour. But I do have to say, I don't know anything about HBO's boss, but again, he's either spinning it or I agree with a lot of what he said, surprisingly. Anyhow, here is one of the fucking memes for Game of Thrones is amazing. This one too was just downright. It also makes me hate season 8 even more. I mean, like with a passion. It says, so basically what you're saying is Jaime and Cersei could have lived if they'd moved 10 feet to the right. Shit like this is not, I should say, shit like this is common in Hollywood. You see this a lot, where they set up the shot, but they don't think at all about how it plays out. When you're watching it, it caves in, crushes them, but 10 feet to the right is perfectly clean. Like, come on. Tyrion should have been going through rubble to get to that passage. He's crawling through the rubble to get to it. And then he looks and sees it's closed. And as he's shuffling back out of the rubble, he moves bricks and he sees something a little bit down and he's got to really dig to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Or something along that lines. But anyway, the memes were amazing. The one where Cersei and Jaime are there, and I forget what it said, but then you see Dany making this weird like face. She's yelling, but they stop it where it looks real weird, and it says Bricares or something. Now she says Dracarys. Well, it says Bricares. I don't know. Now that I say it out loud, I think I'm saying it wrong. But a lot of the memes for Game of Thrones, oh my God, they're golden. What do we got here? The Shuggy with a $2 dono. Will you be doing paperbacks for Doomsday Kingdom? Yes. We'll do them in 5-issue increments, which means every paperback will contain 5 issues Volume 1 is going to be issues 1 to 5. Volume 2, so on, will have the other respective issues. What? Sunburn, brother. Give me that money, bro. Mohan Sengal, Ronnie, are you hyped for season 3 of Stranger Things? I am very hyped. Are you hyped? Are you hyped?
Get
are you
off
hyped?
of me!
Brother, you better chill, brother. I am very hyped.
I'm hungry.
All right, give me a minute, kiddo. We're
Snack.
ending soon.
Bro, I had so much
There's
freaking
leftovers. We went and got Chinese food for dinner. There's leftovers. She ate like a mountain of white rice. I was shocked. I
Bro, I
was
feel
shocked.
like white rice is my new.
That's your new jam? I was blown away because I dumped it out and I was like, oh, yikes. And then next thing you know, she's getting seconds. And I'm looking like there's no way you ate that. You know, it was a mountain. Anyway, my
Hurry up, I
food
need
wasn't that good.
diabetes.
My food wasn't that good. Anyway. Little butthead. Anyhow, here's that footage for those I was talking about. Days Gone has this. I don't know. I called it a glitch, and someone the other day is like, "No, it's not a glitch. If you go under the map or if you go to an area you're not supposed to go to, it's a glitch, bro. I don't care how they get to it, but it's a glitch. I don't know what else to call it. But look, it's an actual city, like a modern day city. Not finished, I would imagine. There's no way this is finished, but if this is the one thing they needed in the game, and I would have gave it a higher score. I said 5 more points, but I meant like a half a point more. It would take it from like an 8 to a 9.5 or a 8.5 to a 9.5, whatever your rating scale is. I'd give it a 9 if, and this is after all bugs and shit are squashed, which I didn't run into any up until the most recent patch, which was the weirdest thing ever. They gave this big, huge patch, and I noticed some differences that I don't know if they're differences or something weird is happening because, yeah, here's that shit, yo. Or if they're differences or something weird is happening because there was, oh, that's not gonna work. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Ah, there we go. Anyway. I just noticed some differences that seem bigger than what I thought. I could have sworn there was a setting, not a setting, a skill, where you could get like this finishing kill, where if your melee weapon breaks, you get a finishing kill. And the other day, I'm replaying it on hard, and the other day I got to that point in the skill tree, and it doesn't say that anymore. And I'm thinking, did they change it? Or am I just misremembering it? Now it says it gives you a 25% chance of a critical hit no matter what. And I can't find the one that says it'll give you a critical hit when the melee weapon breaks. So I'm not sure. Juliet threw money at you as if she's known how to make it rain for years. She's a make it rain pro, yo. She's a pro. Looks like a bit of State of Decay. I'm gonna have to look into that game a little more. I mean, obviously, if you get whatchamacallit, a lot of third-person games are gonna look similar. I mean, obviously, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, The Last of Us, Days Gone. A lot of them just have that similarity to it because it's third person. That's just how it looks. Especially between this and Last of Us, because you're utilizing a lot of the same equipment. It's set up the same on your back. Why? What's the PS5 concept design? Is that out? Well, that's something else I was going to talk with you guys about. When the new Fear the Walking Dead comes out, if we talk about it for 10 minutes and then I was going to set up something where we do this, where you guys kind of mention things that are, trending topics, and then we discuss them and react to them live, like right now, like what we're doing, to see if you guys would be interested in something like that. Is this the concept design you're talking about? Is that it? Welcome to the future of gaming. VR 4-player. Well, it looks kind of... I guess maybe its point is to look like its predecessors, right? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's just going to be a box, so I really don't care. I get it. They're trying to give it some sort of design to it, but it's a box. I really don't care what it looks like. This part I like. I do like this. Give it a little bit of pizzazz. This part I do like, having the kind of like a skin on the machine. I think that's the direction they need to go. I don't know if someone's gonna pop this for... That looks great. For copyright or anything. You got more USB ports. You need that. I got 2 on mine, and it's a pain in the ass. Disc goes in PS5. It's got PS4 disc. That's funny. Is that a subtle way of saying it's PS4 compatible, backwards compatible? That'd be great. See, when games are backwards compatible, that gives them... Well, I think it's better for the customer, because then when they come out with Days Gone on the PS5, they better have some real good stuff to include for that incentive for us to buy it. Yeah, if it's backwards compatible, I mean, it's just like, what's the point of buying the new remaster? What's the point of buying the PS5 version of the game where we could just play our old version of the game, unless they come out with stuff where updated graphics and everything. Oh, this part I like. I get it. It's got its brick here. It's got the design on the brick, and it's got a sleek little front. Yeah, I'm cool. Like I said, I don't give a shit, because the PS4, even the PS3, I set it and I forget it. Mine's under the table in an area where it can get some good ventilation. Sounds wrong, under the table, but... And that's the PS5 controllers. It looks just like the PS4. See, that stuff I kind of don't know how I feel, because it just looks like a PS4 Pro. You know what I mean? It's like Anyway, as long as the insides are an upgrade, I'm cool with it. And as long as you can use PS4 controllers for a PS5, I think we're beyond those days where you gotta switch it up. Unless you can't do, if it's mapped different where you do more with these, then maybe. Anyhow, the buttons, I've always hated PlayStation buttons, so I hope the toggles, they are so uncomfortable. Oh, what's this? That's alright. Man, I love virtual reality. I can't wait till we get somewhere like solid with it. What are you guys talking about? I don't know, Slizzle. If I if I was hired to write the end of season 8, I'll tell you right now, I would have done it differently. But off the top of my head, I'm not just gonna crap out an idea. I would want to sit down and polish an idea. And like I said, I didn't have expectations going into it. Jon on the throne, Dany on the throne, Night King on the throne, Cersei on the throne destroyed, the throne whole. I went into it no expectations. Just I wanted a good story. And I felt like we didn't get that. And even after the fact, it's worse. It's actually worse when you rewatch it. I was like, all right, mediocre season finale, series finale, whatever. I even tried rewatching some older stuff, and I might feel differently later, but I strongly believe right now season 8 murdered the entire series. I have no reason to rewatch the series at all. And again, this was a series that, I was so looking forward to rewatching a few times. I already rewatched 1 to 4, seasons 1 to 4, just to catch up for, I think it was like season 6, or maybe it was 1 to 5. And it was so exciting because you knew all the characters, you knew the names, so it was easier to follow, and I don't know, there was a smoothness to it that I really enjoyed. However, now when I look back and all this Jon being Aegon and all this hyped with these cool scenes where you get the reveal and you pan out and all this other shit, and at the end of the day, none of it fucking matters. I mean, none of it matters. Tell me how it matters. Somebody. It doesn't. None of it at all. Ned's whole secret, who the fuck cares? I get it. He would have been killed if he didn't keep the secret, but, Jon would have been murdered by homeboy, and then it would have been a war between best friends. I get it, but anyway. Got memes on Reddit Free Folk. Oh, I know there's probably a lot of them that are the bomb. I know there's, on Twitter alone, there's at least 20 that had me dying. That's not the video? Is that not the concept system, though? It looked pretty legit to me. Who would you say your favorite antagonist of all time is? Favorite antagonist. That was actually my armchairs. My arms. I forgot I can raise them up. I got my own Iron Throne right here. In this Killabee chair. Sponsor me, bitch. My favorite antagonist of all time. I don't know. That's fucking hard because how do I pick that? A human? A monster? I mean, do I go with the creature from The Thing, one of my favorite movies of all time? Do I go with the Predator, my favorite, monster creation of all time? That's the antagonist of the movie. I don't know. I'm going with the Predator, bro. But a part of me wants to go with a human antagonist, but, well, why? I'm going with the Predator. Props, homeboy. You're my favorite antag. I much prefer the comic series versions of Alpha and Beta. Alpha should be more stern and cold rather than weird farmer accent, and Beta is a shell of the comic counterpart. I'm willing to let it play out a bit more. I personally don't feel like Beta was that thoroughly fleshed out. That part of that is kind of the reason why I liked him, though. He was just set in his ways, stubborn beast, Would it be insubordination if GOT actors refused to work some of the scenes that seem to sabotage their characters? I'm not sure how that goes But I would imagine contract-wise, once you're locked in, you're locked in. Before you sign and renegotiate new contracts, I would imagine you have a lot more say, but I don't think they go over the stories to that extent and that detailed. So I would imagine contract-wise, you just gotta fucking do it, unless you're, big king shit. I don't know. Comic Alpha seems more intelligent than TV version. Comic Alpha is a lot. I was gonna say hotter, but it's a comic. You just got smooth, textures and a fly body. That's about it. So she could really be anything. It's easy to make comic characters look hot. Yeah, I saw that one. Some video auto played and it talked about Drogon sleeping under a pile of cocaine. See, and here's the thing I feel between nitpicking and real complaints. Drogon being under snow is nitpicking. It looked fucking cool. Who cares if it's stupid, because it didn't seem like it snowed that much. You know what I'm saying? And also, let's not forget, I thought the Night King was bringing the winter. Maybe that's my mistake. But a month later, it's summer again. You know what I'm saying? Like the winter's gone in 1 month. Again, there's a lot of... But the big ones are what hurts it. And the big ones are the reasons why I say it has problems. Because there's some big ones. There's some big plot holes that are just like, yikes. Fucking yikes, bruh. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to shut this down, but I want to ask my daughter for the phone because I want to give a shout out to that one dono that we missed from last stream. All right. Am I back? Listen, we're going to be shutting this down now, but we will be in a few minutes. I mean, we will be going over maybe to the Ronnie Hayes channel. I'll send my cousin a message, and if he wants me to hop on Fortnite for a little bit, we might pull up the Ronnie Hayes channel and do a little bit of Fortnite. I'll be honest. I'm sure in a month or 2 months, I'll be back on Fortnite, every week or something and enjoying it again. But I have no desire right now to play Fortnite. Again, I think it is because of the competitive nature of it. When you stop and play another game for a while and come back, the map's different, the guns are different, so much shit is different. You're a little rusty. Everyone else is god level of crazy, insane good. And it's so not fun, Anyhow. I want to give a shout out to, I already said Chris Taus appreciate all the videos you've been doing, but cool to see you live streaming again. Thank you very much for that dono. That actually came in the last stream we had, but it was like the next day, I believe, he sent it in. Same for, let me make sure I'm saying the name right, so I'm not saying his full name. Charlester. Am I saying that? I don't think I've ever heard of that name before. Charlester. Is that right? Charlester. Charlester. Am I saying that right? That's a different name. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Charlester with a $30 dono. Ronnie, all year I had been using your channel and presentation as a source of entertainment both for The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. Wanted for the first time give back to all of the enjoyment you have provided to me over the year. Thank you very much, Charlester. I appreciate the dono and I appreciate the support for the Walking Dead content and the Game of Thrones. What is this? Something on my phone was recording. What is that app? Mobizen? What is Mobizen? What the fuck is Mobizen? Well, I'm uninstalling you. The fuck out of here. What? Some weird app was on my phone. Mohan Sengal. Does Officer Kapoor have a background for his character yet? Because I'm happy to see Indians represented more in The Walking Dead. Kapoor is an Indian last name. I don't... Let me think. The only thing they said officially is he's a new character and his name is off Sheriff Kapoor. That's the only two things they said officially. So I would have to say, Mohan, that would be a no. As far as Indian character, I'm good with variety. I think variety makes everything better, and that goes for entertainment especially. If everyone was white or everyone was black or hell, if everyone was Indian, it's fucking boring when it comes to entertainment. So I like having a wide, I like diversity. You know what I'm saying? However, looking so much like Rick Grimes is what I want answered. Is this symbolic? Is this an accident? If they don't mention it at all, I might just fucking walk away. Because that's just blatantly something's up. And again, if it's mentioned, if it's like, you know, here's somebody in the vein of Rick, or here's somebody, again, he has nothing to do with Rick, so I'm not sure. For example, if it was Mercer, you know, kind of utilizing Rick as inspiration to lead, you know, inspired by Rick, and that was the point, the symbolism of that cover, I'd be like, oh my God, okay, I get it. But just having a character, an Indian Rick Grimes or a black Rick Grimes or fucking Chinese Rick Grimes, however you want to cut it, even, more importantly, even if it was just simply another white Rick Grimes, I'd be even more irritated, to be honest. Yeah, if it was another white Rick Grimes, I'd be fucking furious. Because at least in this aspect, there's, you know, a difference to it where it's hinting that it's more than just simply Charlie just drew him the same. Someone actually tried saying he looks nothing like Rick Grimes. You know you're full of shit if you're saying that. He's 100% almost identical to Rick. Outfit, gun, hair, you know, beard, eyes. Even my artist, I showed him real quick and he was like, oh, it's a cool Rick pick, but wait a minute. hold on. Is that not Rick? Chris Stanley with a $10 dono. Thanks for the live stream, Ronnie. Have fun. Thank you very much for the support, Chris. I absolutely appreciate that, homeboy. Jim G. I like that name. Jim G. It rolls off the tongue. Not really, but kind of. I don't need to pay for HBO no mo. Thanks for the content, and Fortnite seems like a cool title. Fad, but kind of weird. You know what my game name would be for a multiplayer, player versus player battle royale? Clapback. How about that shit? I want to make one called Clapback. I like that. Tony Carant with a $15 dono. Keep up the good content, brother. Thank you very much for the dono, and thank you very much for watching, homie. Yeah, Devil says develop the characters, well-developed characters with diversity. Yeah, see, that's a part of my point is a lot of people hear negative discussions about diverse characters and forced diversity. And there's a difference between diversity and forced diversity. There's a huge difference. I mean, there is a massive difference. When I'm putting Doomsday Kingdom together, it's modeled after a real world. And I'm kind of taking some ideas after certain real areas. In the real area, the real life location, there is a white neighborhood. You have black neighborhoods. You have Hispanic populated areas. You know, I know back home I lived right across the street from two alleyways that were all Hispanic. And that was quite literally my best friend, who's still my best friend to this day. His mother, his father, his aunt, his cousins, like fucking out the ass. There's like 30 of them. And it was like his whole block, like 2 blocks of his family. You know what I'm saying? So you have like these, and then obviously people who aren't related, but you have these cliques. And a lot of it makes sense. You know, if you get families and friends, let's say you've got, let's say black dude hears about a certain area, low rent, low this, it's better than New York, high rent, whatever. And, you know, 90%, maybe 95% of his friends are black, family's black. So he tells them, they all move out. Next thing you know, they're all trying to live together because that's what friends and family do, kind of staying close to each other. That's what we do. That's what we did. I kind of make sure we're close to family. So next thing you know, you have like whole areas and sections. This is this, this and this. When it comes to looking at the real life world and you go, okay, well, everyone in this area is going to be white. It's that simple. But if I said, but no, we needed diversity, it takes away from the point. The point is this is a white neighborhood or a black neighborhood. And there is a part of the story where, that is kind of sort of something that brushes up to the storyline. So it would be fucking silly if we go into, again, in this story, if they have a black neighborhood and we go in and there's a bunch of fucking Native Americans or Indians or, Asians running around, you'd be like, it would just look like a street, you know? I'm drinking a Yingling. I think this is too much like Rick to just be Charlie drawing poorly. I think that's too much. It has to be on purpose. Mohan Sengal with another dono. I hope they write Kapoor well, but I feel there is a fine line between tokenism type diversity and real regular diversity. Have you seen Barry on HBO? No. I heard people talking about it, but I haven't seen or heard anything from it. Yeah, and again, diversity can come from a number of different things. Diversity, like for me as a writer, I appreciate diversity and I don't know if this sounds good or bad, and I don't give a fuck. Diversity for me is variety. And I'm a buffet guy. I like a little bit of everything. Fuck it. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. I like diversity because it spices up the page. I like diversity because it makes it more interesting. Diversity, even if you were looking at representation, different people, it affords different types of characters. We've all seen like certain types of heroes. Now we can see, slightly different types or tweaks or changes. It doesn't always have to be the bodybuilder. Let's break it down to common sense. It's not always about white and black, and the internet turns it into a white and black thing, man versus woman thing. It's not. All heroes all the main character doesn't have to be, and I'm not even going to bring in race. It doesn't have to be the bodybuilder, the muscle guy. He doesn't always got to be the hero. Fucking look at Walter White carried Breaking Bad like a champ. He's not a bodybuilder. He's not a muscle guy. He's not a tough guy. He ain't a thug. You know what I'm saying? Imagine having every single TV show hero as Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Every single one looks like him. And then out of the blue, you don't realize it. You're kind of like, yeah, it's a little samey, but it's good TV. Out of the blue, you watch Breaking Bad, and it breaks everything that's been there previously. He ain't got muscles. He ain't good looking. He ain't young. He ain't this. He ain't this. He ain't this. And again, it's different, and it makes it interesting because it's different. So when it comes to diversity, I'm in full support. But people need to realize there is a thing as forced diversity. With Doomsday Kingdom, you have a white guy, you have a Cuban, you have Tristan, you have the Cuban, which is Lazaro, you have the black guy, which is Shahid, you've got, make sure I don't spill anything. You guys seen all three of those because they had them all during the fireworks in issue 2. We have more scenes coming with Shahid just recently, and I was thinking, like, I better not say something that's coming out in the next issue, but let's leave it at there. I mean, well, Katie's a white chick too, but you've got Katie, Tristan, Rebel, which is Tristan's sister, but like I said, some of the three shining two are the best friends. Tristan, Lazaro, and Shahid. And some of the reasons or the inspiration from that was me and my two best friends. Quite literally, at the time, black dude and a Cuban. You know what I'm saying? And I loved them like family for a long time. I know one, well, they're both in prison right now. One's getting out in a little bit. Another one might be a while. But it was kind of like an inspiration in that extent. It had nothing to do with I want to represent black people because I'm fucking cool, or I want to represent Cubans because I fucking love Cuba. You know, I'll be honest, I don't know if that's it makes me a bad guy or not. I don't care. I did it as an inspiration to two of the closest people in my life that aren't, you know, blood family. You know, fuck it. You don't like it? Fuck you. And even when it comes to gay characters, again, I don't care if you hate me for saying this, but 99% of the time when I worked at a bar and or restaurant, I ran into at least one gay waiter. A lot of the times it was multiple gay waiters. No hate, no homo bashing, no yada yada yada. That's just how it was. You know what I mean? And they were good. A lot of them I was friends with. You know what I'm saying? They were cool people. So when I wrote the story and included the bar, there was at a point in time when the first issue was going to, not the first issue, when the story was a little bigger, because we stayed at the Dino's bar, when we stayed at there longer, there was a gay character who was a waiter. And we would eventually see them come back around into the story when we dealt with everyone fleeing from downtown. And he was put in there not because I'm fucking special, praise me because I put a gay guy in my story, but no, because, you know, again, 95% of the time, every time it was a job that had to deal with waiting, there was at least one gay guy as a waiter. So fuck it. I put a gay guy as a waiter because I felt like that added to the world I knew. Or at least it was realism within the world I knew. And again, it's not just like we've got enough straight people, so it's a touch of something different. It's a touch of a little bit of variety. So I threw it in. I feel like a lot of that is more organic than someone simply going, shit. I know the gays are going to attack me if I don't put the gays in the fucking comic. All right, fine. Make her gay. You know, like, I don't know. No. Will they have a crossover in the Walking Dead game and comic? Is it possible? Well, which game? Which game are you talking about? Are you talking about Telltale? At this point in time, It looks like it would only be possible if they negotiated something. However, if they did that already with the final season, seeing how Skybound helped finish it, then there might be a chance. Do I have a Nintendo Switch? And do you like Super Smash Brothers? No, I don't have a Nintendo Switch. My brother does. I think it's a really cool console. Well, I hope the cover's foreshadowing Devil or Deville, Devly, whatever. I don't have my glasses on. Tiny letters. What up, mine? Watching from Snowy, Georgia. Came up her for the Dead Bash weekend and met damn near everybody. I didn't even know there was a Dead Bash weekend. That's what's up. No, I didn't watch The Rain Season 2. Something made me mad about Season 1. I don't remember what it was. I'll go back and look, though. I agree with you about Rick Lookalike. Character problem. I feel like the comics have been kind of weak lately. Stop straight bashing. No, because I can get away with straight bashing. Just like, it's a little bit liberating in a way. You have political correctness is an anaconda that's just strangling the shit out of everything in entertainment. But you're still allowed to attack straight people, and you're allowed to verbally attack white people. So if you just want to get some shocking, disgusting shit off your head, just say fucking hang all the white people. Fuck it. And no one will bat an eyelash, you know? So fuck it. Say whatever deranged shit you want. If you just, you just want to take a jab at political correctness without anyone attacking you. You got two classes of people you can freely attack. Straight and white. There's got to be more. Men, in general. Even lately, it's crossing over. It's all types of men you can fucking make fun of and attack. Will you do a Crash Bandicoot stream? I would love to get a chance to play some Crash on a stream. After Rick being shot in the last issue of The Walking Dead, do you think we will see a zombified Rick? I hope and believe so. Could he potentially kill Pamela? Love your channel, by the way. Thank you very much, Curtis. I hope so, and I feel like the story needs it. We haven't seen a lot of key characters zombified, and I think Rick ultimately becoming a walker would be fucking awesome for the zombie fans. It would be an iconic zombie. All right, let me see if my cousin's playing Fortnite still, and maybe we'll jump over to Fortnite. It's going to be on the Ronnie Hayes channel. For anyone interested. Have you seen a zombie Spanish movie, Wreck? Believe it or not, no. I've seen Quarantine. It's one of my favorites, and I thought I'd ask you, knowing you like zombie movies. Love your work, by the way. Thank you very much. I've seen Quarantine, and I've tried to buy Wreck on DVD for the longest, and I can't seem to find it. But I'm going to try to watch it soon. I think Quarantine was like the remake, or the English remake. Have a great night, Spin. Thank you very much for the dono. We're going to be ending soon, but I appreciate your help as a mod. Yo, my back is burning. I might have to take my shirt off. I got a wife beater on, a tank top on, don't worry. But I took my daughter swimming, and I was so focused on making sure she didn't burn in the sun. Sunscreen and shit. I didn't even think about myself, to be honest. And I got burnt like a lobster. This is probably the first time in years I got burnt up. Because I always try to make sure I'm not an idiot. You know, I don't need no skin cancer and shit like that. So, I fucked up. My shit got burnt. I don't know if you got to tell. Nah, you probably can't tell. That shit's red as fuck. Yeah, you can't tell. What was that? All right, we're not doing Fortnite tonight. My cousin's got to go to work, so to be honest, well, we are on. I mean, we are on the. I was about to say we are on the Streamlabs. Does anyone even want to hang out? We don't even need to switch it over to Ronnie Hayes. I could probably just put on some Days Gone or this other little weird game. PlayStation Now gave away a free game. I'm not putting on Uncharted 2 tonight. I don't even have that. I let my brother borrow. I have like the whole collector's series or something. It has 1, 2, and 3 in it, and I let my brother borrow that. He was busy working for a long time. I'm talking about a few years, working and focusing on his family. And the 1 year, I actually had a video go viral. I think I had 2 videos go viral, and I made a couple grand off those videos. I think I made like two grand. You gotta, put money aside for the taxes, and then I think I paid a bill or something. But at that time when those videos went viral, there was, I think it was like a month maybe before Christmas, and my brother's birthday is literally right on Christmas pretty much. So I knew he was busy talking about games for a while, but I knew he was so busy and he kept pushing it off. For years I hear him say, maybe next year I'd get a PlayStation, maybe next year I'd get him a PlayStation. So for a Christmas and a birthday gift all in one, I found a PlayStation on sale, PlayStation 4. I think it was only $200 or $250, something like that. It was one of those like Christmas sales. So I copped that, and it was Uncharted 4. And I think I had Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. So then when Christmas came, I gave him the Christmas gift with a PlayStation 4 with Uncharted 4. Again, it's the free game you get with it. And then I already owned 1, 2, and 3, so I let him borrow 1, 2, and 3. So he had 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's why that's at his house. I don't have that right now. There's another video of the PS5 concept design. It has 9.9 million views. Well, I'll take a peek, but I mean, if it's the same concept, we already seen it. I don't know what the point would be of watching. Watching a different. Oh wait, you're right, I think. That's October 2018. Why didn't you just say that's not the right one? That looked professional as fuck. What is this? 9 million views. PS5 concept design trailer V2 coming to the future of gaming. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? I don't know how that's going to work with the sound. If you guys aren't hearing the sound, you're not going to hear the sound of the game. We had that problem before, I think. We fixed it, though. That looks a lot better. I like that. Yo, I fucking dig that. That looks a lot better. You know why? Peep this. Peep this shit. Let me make sure my fucking memory isn't cutting out on me, but PlayStation. Peep this shit. See this PlayStation 1? Look at the PlayStation 5. It's got a similar, maybe it's just me, but it's got a similar look to it. Like a futuristic PlayStation 1. I don't care about the specs, just, oh, okay. Yeah, I dig that. I'd like a white one. Fuck yeah. That looks cool. Racism. For real, if they had... Is that... I don't get it. Is that multicolored? Yeah, that white and gray look. I want that. It just makes it pop a little more. Fuck yeah. I want the white one. The black one, you lose the features, you know? It just gets hidden in shadow. It looks sleek. It's sexy, don't get me wrong. But if I had a choice right now, give me the white one. The black one looks slick, though. That's sexy. But here's the thing. It looks slick right there. But the problem is, every time in your house, you don't have that great lighting. It's not shit light shining on it. So you just lose the look of it and the features. It gets lost in your house lighting. All right, hold on. Let me see something here. Where is YouTube capture? Here's the problem. I gotta figure out why there's no sound. We had that problem before. If I do this, will it kick me off?